Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally doing the last mission of the campaign, Spectre Operation Tarkov. It's the mission number 9. In the previous mission we finally found the secure container that was stolen by the Bear PMC team. Now that we have it, we managed to call in our command unit, Vulture, to exfil us. So let's have a look now at the mission briefing for mission number 9, exfil. Introduction. You finally found the secure container and now it's time to exfil. You called in Vulture and requested an extract. Vulture indicated you an industrial area near the dorms you were just in. There is a place where a chopper could land safely that they found via the drone feed they have. The only thing is there is a car where the chopper could land, so your team will need to move it before calling in the chopper. Head there, move the car out of the way and wait for the exfil. So that's a pretty simple mission. We just need to go to the landing zone and just wait for the evacuation chopper to arrive. The objective is, like I said, to reach the landing zone, move the car out of the way. The location is in an industrial area. For the game setup, set up a space on the board where an helicopter could land and place just a car on it. That car could be locked. When in base contact, roll a die on a 3 to 6, the car is open. Once inside the car, I didn't write it, but that means that if the car is locked, I will need to break the glass. Breaking the glass will make some noise and will attract enemies. Once inside the car, one soldier needs to release the handbrake and another soldier needs to push the car. The car is moving 4 inches per turn. Once the car has been moved away, the extraction helicopter will arrive 2 turns later. Enemy force deck, 1/3 will be enemy level 1, 1 enemy level 2, 1 enemy level 3, and the rest is clear. So that's the setup for the game, and we will need to read the next page only when we are extracted. So let's have a look at the board now. So this is the board we are going to play on for that next mission. So the extraction zone is located over here. There is that pickup truck that I will need to push away for the helicopter to land in this area. And otherwise, there is some infill point all around, and I'm going to roll to define where the team is going to be deployed. A 2, that means that the team will be deployed over here. So that's it for the setup. So that's it for the board. Now let's actually have a look at our team. So the first thing is that here Archer is pretty badly wounded. So first thing, I still have one healing point on that card, so I'm going to remove that injury. That first aid kit can also heal 1 more, so I'm going to use that to heal 1 point of damage on him. And do I have some more healing items? I'm not sure. So let me now pack cards a bit. I will put away what I don't need, like that anti-roach spray, some other stuff. And let's do that first. So the only cards I don't need are those 4 cards. I'm going to sell everything here. That will give me $30. We were at 62, so now we are at 92. Going to sell all of that. Now I will need to, I want to recruit some new scavs to help me extract, to help me bring my team to safety. First I need actually to repair that armor. To repair an armor it's half the price, so it should be $20, but half the price it's $10. So now I've repaired that armor. I'm still injured, so we need to check if the medic has some item. Let's actually do that first. I will go to the medic, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, we have one healing item, so that's great. I'm going to buy that. I'm also going to buy some food because I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm going to buy actually everything because right now I only have one item to feed one soldier. This will allow me to heal also 1, 1, and 2, so that means I can bring a total of 5 soldiers in that next mission, so I can only recruit 2 new scavs. So let's buy all of that, so 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So that costs a total of 12. So 70, we are already low on money, so I have all of that. I will remove all of that right away because I'm going to spend that to send my whole team. I'm going also to use that right away to fully heal Archer. Don't need that. So now that's done. Let me now have a look at the scav card I can recruit. So that's the 2 scav I'm going to have with me on that last mission. We have Slava Bokarov here, and here we have Alexei Petrov. So that's the 2 scavs that I'm going to help me escape. So I'm going to have a look at what with what they come. So first we have one weapon. I'm going to do Alexei first. He comes with one weapon from Prapor, a Nadar. Okay, pretty cool. With it comes one, so only one mag. Let me grab that. Next we have on 1 to 4 we have 0 card from Fence, so no grenade. Therapist, does he have Therapist? A 1 mean 1 card from Therapist. Some painkillers, and a Skyer in terms of gear, he only has 1 card from Skyer, which will be that vest. Now that's it. I'm going to check for Slava. Slava, we have first 1 card from Prapor, which will be that Mosin. Oh, not perfect, but it has a great lethality. With it comes 6 mean 1d3 magazine, mean 3 mags. So we have 3 mag for him. It's not the correct color, it's a bit of a mess down here, but I will pick the correct color just after. Cards from Therapist, a 3 mean 1 card from Therapist. Oh, a kneeling kit, that's great. Next we have 1d2 Skyer, a 5 mean 2 card from Skyer. So an helmet and a tactical Peltor. So, I hope the sound is okay because I'm just feeling that like 7 or 10 days after I filmed the first part of that video. So here I just place all the equipment and weapon cards on those 2 scavs. I'm just going to check 2 traders. I'm going to check Skyer and Ragman to see if they have some armor and other equipment to equip these scavs. So Skyer sell 4 cards, so 1, 2 backpack, we don't need that. Oh, an helmet, so we're going to take that helmet. The rest we don't really need. They won't carry anything else, so they don't need a vest. Same thing for the backpack, but the helmet could save their lives. 1, 2, 3 cards from Ragman. Oh, that's better, that's better. So, we have a total of how much money left? We have $50 left. So, that's worth 10, 26. Okay, so I'm going to buy all these 3, attribute that to the scavs. For my team, I'm pretty good. I'm just going to buy some ammunition for the scavs, especially for that one. He is missing 1 mag. And we are good to go. Actually, let me maybe check just what the high-end trader have in store. Oh. We have a really cool helmet. -2 on the casualty roll. Oh, I'm going to buy that. and I'm going to equip that on the guy that is carrying the secure container. That would mean he can't get one shot on the head. I'm going to buy that also. Let's check the weapons. So 2 cards for the weapons. So nothing really interesting for the weapons. So yeah, I'm going to remove all of that, that too. I'm going to buy all of these plus some ammunition, and I will see you guys just after. So everyone is equipped with their gear, everyone have some ammunition. Archer here just received the up score with the GPNVG because he's carrying the secure container, and we are good to go. So let's place the team on the board and get started. Our little team here has been deployed, so the idea will be pretty simple. I'm going to sneak in behind that striker here, trying to sneak in the middle of the street, avoid as much as possible the enemy. There will be 2 to deal with, 3 actually, maybe 4 also behind the pickup. We might encounter some enemies there. On the right we should be good. Just maybe if they move to me, we'll need to worry about these. But yeah, mostly 4 enemy token, maybe 5. We'll need to deal that one if he stay around. So yeah, let's actually jump onto turn 1 and move our team. Turn 1, end of the turn, my team started their movement. I'm going to roll for a couple of these tokens. So this one is moving 2 inches toward that wall. That one here is not moving, but is facing that direction. We have this one here. That one is moving 1 inch in that direction. That one here, moving 3 inch in the direction of the couch. They are tired, they want to sit. And that one here is moving 2 inches in that area, just placing them behind the car. So that's it. I'm going to pause the camera, move the other, and jump on next turn. So, starting turn 2, we have a Fog of War card on 6. Oh, we start right away with a Fog of War card. New intel, roll randomly to choose an enemy placement token and draw a card from the enemy force deck. Place this unit drawn on the board. So that's actually great. Roll randomly to choose an enemy placement token. So let's do that. Let's say on 1-2 it will be on that concrete tile. On a 3-4 it will be on the road, and on a 5-6 it will be on that area. Let's roll here. On a 1-2 it will be one of the one on that concrete tile. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there is some here. 5, and on the 6 I will reroll. So it's the 5 is the one completely on the back. So here I can unveil one card and see what we have here. Oh, and we have an enemy level 1. A 1 means a single scav. So what scav could we take? Some there is plenty of 1. Let's just take a 1 that is not aiming at something. The shooting didn't start. Maybe that... Oh. That cool one from Spectre. So yeah, here we have one scav looking in that direction. So that's it for the Fog of War card. One enemy just spawned there. We can jump onto the movement phase for my team. So yeah, same thing, just going to move in that direction. End of my movement phase, starting to advance on the road. We have one token over here. Let's move this one. He's moving away from me, so that's great. 2 inches in that direction, not looking at me. We have this one here. Oh, that one is moving towards me. So 4 inches will bring him over here. But he's still like behind the concrete bar, behind the UAZ, so I can't see him, he can't see me. I'm going to do that same thing for all the placement tokens. End of the movement, nothing pretty fancy, so we are back at turn 3, Fog of War on a 6, again, what? Okay, oh no, 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 no. At the end of your next movement phase, select randomly one of your soldiers, roll randomly on the casualty table to select a limb part. This model receives a light wound on that limb. Place one scav in line of sight to... fuck. Okay, so... Oh, crazy Fog of War card. So let's first do our movement phase as we were planning to do it. End of my movement, I have one scav checking the rear while the guys with the silencer are directed towards the potential threat. So now I need to select one soldier. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So let's pray for a 1 or a 5. A 1! Yes! So that's the scav that is injured. Let's check the limb part. A 13 is the upper torso. He received a light wound on the upper torso. So that's Slava, upper torso, light wound, 3 points of damage. That means that there is a scav that saw Slava, where that scav could be located. Maybe it was just on top here. Like, it could be just sitting on top and we didn't saw it and it just fire, and Slava is the most logical, not logical threat, but is the one the most exposed. So let's grab one scav that is aiming, maybe one with an AK, like that one. Yeah, let's take that one now. So here we have basically a scav on top of that silo that just fire an unsuppressed shot at me, and only next turn the enemy will be alerted by that fire, and only next turn they will move towards me. So now we still do our standard movement. So here with this one is moving 5 inches, ooh, straight in front of me. Okay, so it jumped straight in front of me. And for the second one here, second one is just also looking at the wall. That one here, moving 3 inches up. Going back to the couch. Pausing the camera for the others. So end of the movement for the enemy, we have actually those 2 tokens in line of sight. So I'm going to unveil that one first and after that one. So, the first one, an enemy level 2, the second one is a clear card. The enemy level 2, the Raider Scav, oh, it's a single one, so it's a single Raider Scav. So let me move that tray, have a look at the Raider Scav available, and I'm going to pick that one. Turn-based miniature with a head from Anvil Industry. So, it was on the first one, so just here we have a Raider Scav looking at the wall, just patrolling the area. So that means that now we jump onto the combat phase. Combat phase, I don't have line of sight on the guy on top, so I won't be able to shoot at him. Well, yeah, I'm not aiming, I'm not looking in that direction, I was just looking down the street, so it will be next turn. But now what I can do is fire at that guy. So what I will do here is, who will fire? The first guy in the line, it will be Ozone here. Ozone will fire 2 bullets with the DS arms. Firing 2 bullets. A 1 and a 1. You know what? I'm also ruling something is that on a double 1, the weapon jam. The weapon just jam. That means I don't lose any ammunition, but I can't fire that turn. Like, yeah, that's just it. I can't fire that weapon. That means second in line is Archer. Archer is firing a single bullet from the Remington. a 6, that's way better. 6 plus all the accessory, there is no way the enemy can beat that, especially because also Archer have a shooting stat of 6, so by default it's already a 12. So now we check lethality. Lethality on a 3+, but the enemy have a body armor, so it's a 4+ lethality, and it's a 5, so it's direct kill. So that enemy here is killed by Archer. So, no enemy token have a line of sight on that enemy. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn, we have a potential new Fog of War card. Let's try with this one. We have a Fog of War card on a 6, a 5, no Fog of War card this turn, so we can jump onto the movement phase. I'm going to move my team. We know now that there is a shooter on top of the silo here, so yeah, I'm going to take care of that and move my team. So that's where my team move. I have Ozone here, hoping that his weapon won't jam again, that is looking on the left. We have Slava the Scav looking down the street. We have Scarecrow here looking on the right, and we have those two guys here that are aiming at the top of the silo. So that's it for my movement phase. Now let's check how many enemy will move toward me because they heard the gunshot. So only two. Only two. So the closest one, oh, there is actually one just behind that wall. So that enemy will actually just arrive here and will be straight in front of Scarecrow. Even though there is that pipe that is in the middle, it's still directly in front of Scarecrow and clear, it's nothing. So no enemy present on that token. Now, what is the second closest one is probably that one. So that one is moving 6 inches towards me. That will bring him over here. So it's in line of sight to Ozone over here. So Ozone and Slava is actually looking down here. So Slava can't see that enemy. Can't aim at him. Oh, it's a clear card again, so no enemy on that one too. So basically, maybe actually that Scav is using a silence weapon and nobody heard that shot, so no one is coming to check. So that's the end of my movement phase. Now let's check that Scav will probably just move into cover behind that wooden pallet, and he will get maybe a +1 because like, yeah, let's say +2 in defense because of the pallet and the high ground. So yeah, that's it. Now I'm going first to fire with Archer. Archer will fire 1 bullet with the Remington. A 3, not that great. 3 plus 6, 6, 7, 8. So I'm at 11, -1 because of the long arm, because I've moved. So that's 10. That's a 10. Let's say -2, like we said, because of that. That's a total of 8. The enemy can only beat that on a 6. It's a 5, that means that bullet touch him. He's a Scav, he's not equipped with a body armor, so it's a 3+ lethality, it's a 5 again, so the bullet just went through the wooden pallet and killed that Scav completely silently. The Scav is dead, no more shooting for me. Actually, I just forget to move a couple of placement tokens before jumping onto the combat phase, so let's do that one. Oh, that one may have... Ooh. That one may have heard something because he's also moving towards me. So that one is moving up here. Let's have a look at if he can see me or not. There is 2 enemy in line of sight, so I'm going to roll 2 dice, and on a 6 he detects me. Oh, there is a 6, so we have a potential threat here. Oh, there is an enemy level 1, and it's a 4. A 4 means 2 Scavs, so we have actually 2 more Scavs that join the party. So let's select some cool figures. So we'll have actually... Yeah, we had that one last mission as one of our Scavs, so let's say that we will have this one. Cool skull from Spectre with a head from Crooked Dice. We have that guy walking towards us, and we have also that guy here. So they just heard something, they move towards me. So I'm still in the combat phase. I'm going to pause the camera just to move the other placement token, and there is actually one just behind that UPS truck. And he's moving 1 she's away, so nothing to worry for me. Oh, come on, starting. Can't pause the camera. So, I've moved all the placement tokens, so now we come back to the combat phase. So, Archer fire at that scav. So now, Ozone here will fire at the first. Actually, the first is a bit. Let's check the line of sight here. So here, yeah. Ozone can definitely fire at any of the two. He will fire actually at the first one. Let's say just fire at the first one. So the range is 16. We are definitely within the first range interval of the weapon. So he's doing a rapid fire, a 6 and a 2. Rapid fire consume 2 ammunition. He's equipped with a grip. That means I can reroll that 2. 2 again. So 6 shooting stat of 4, that's a 10, plus red dot plus laser, that's a 12, minus 1 because of the rapid fire, that's an 11. So here we have an 11, and here we have a 4, 5, 6, we have a 7. Rolling defense on the 11, 5, 6, 7, that's not enough. Rolling defense here on the 7. And that one is actually good. That one miss the enemy. So it's a 3 plus lethality weapon. It's a 3, so it's a lethal shot. I kill that scav right away. Unfortunately, I can't fire at the second scav. Only one of my guy is looking in that direction. Here, the scav, Slava, is looking down the street. So that's it for my combat phase. Now let's jump onto the enemy combat phase. So here we have that scav that can see, he can see pretty well both Slava and Ozone. So let's say that on a 1, 2, 3 it will be Slava, and on a 4, 5, 6 he will fire at Ozone. On a 1, 2, 3 it will be Slava, so it's the scav again that is being aimed at. That enemy is equipped with an FAL, so on a 1, 2, 3 it will be a standard fire, so he's doing a standard fire at 3. Scav have a shooting stat of 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, no accessory, so let's roll on the defense. I need a 4 plus. That's no, actually I am behind that concrete barrier, as you can see here, so I will gain 1 point more in defense, so that's a 4 plus my 2 points of defense on Slava. That's a total of 6. That means that shot miss my scav. So that's it for this combat phase. So he fired with an unsuppressed weapon. That means more enemy will move toward me in the next turn. But now let's jump onto that next turn. That turn starts with a Fog of War card on 5. A 4, no Fog of War. So I'm going to move my team again towards the objective now. Thing I forget to do is check if that guy is entering Overwatch. So on a 5-6 he's entering Overwatch, and he actually does enter Overwatch. That means that when I start moving my team, he will fire at me. I already moved my team. Ozone here didn't Ozone didn't move. He also entered Overwatch, but that was for nothing. Let's say that the first one that moved was Scarecrow. I just don't want always the scav to be the target. So the enemy is firing at me. A 5 minus 1 because of the Overwatch. That's a 4. That's a 4. Shooting stat of 2, that's a 6. Now checking the defense for me. Oh, yes! So 6 plus my defense point, that's enough. That shot missed me. So that's great. I've moved my team. Slava is looking in that direction. The rest of the team here is looking down here, and we just have the other scav looking in the right. So that's the end of my movement. I'm going to check how many placement tokens will move toward me. Only one. Let's say you also fire the last turn, so maybe some more. Let's say 4. Yeah, there is just some noise, so 4 enemy placement token will move toward me. So there is one here, so that one will move towards me, so definitely entering line of sight of Slava. So what it is? It's a clear, so nothing here. What else? So we have some more on that area, so moving 6 inches towards me, and there is one in the parking lot there, moving also 6 inches towards me. So end of the movement, we jump onto the shooting. I will have this time, who will fire? I am in range. Am I in range with the SMG? I don't think so. It's, yeah, definitely not. So it's not Scarecrow that will fire. The MP7 is cool, but really the range 8 is really too short. So you know what? It will be again Archer that will fire one bullet. A 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a total of 10. The enemy can't beat that with a 3. The enemy is shot. Lethality of 3+. It's a 1. It's not lethal. Checking the casualty. It's a 1. Oh, so it's just a slight wound. That enemy is just stunned. So I need to fire with another guy. So it will be Ozone. Ozone will fire one bullet with his SA-58. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a total of 11. The enemy can't beat that 11. Lethality of 3+, the enemy is killed. So that guy is killed. I will really need to reload all those weapons in the next turn. So that's it for this turn. No more combat. We jump onto the next turn. New turn, we have a Fog of War card on a 4. A 2, no Fog of War card, so I'm going to jump onto the movement phase. Yeah, let's do that. End of the movement for my team. Now we do the enemy movement. Enemy movement, I'm going to have the same token, move again 6 inches towards me, so that will bring this here. We have one there that will arrive roughly here, and we have that one that is actually advancing, and that is actually entering line of sight of at least maybe Archer. So let's check what we have here. A clear card again, so nothing over here in that area. So, and actually here we have one enemy that is still here, and he just remain here in Overwatch because he heard a gunshot, but maybe he's too afraid to move in to see what happened. So that's the end of movement. No combat this turn, so I'm going to reload my weapons since no enemy are in line of sight. So Ozone reloaded. I'm going to reload also with Archer here. And yeah, that's it for this turn. We can jump right away onto the next turn. So, checking if we have a Fog of War card, it should be on a 4. So it's a 3. No, it shouldn't be on a 4. It should be on a 3 this turn. I forget to roll it. So a 3, that means we have a Fog of War. Okay, a clear card, nothing here. So jumping onto the movement phase, I'm going to move out my team. Okay, so my team just moved. Those 3 here did a regular move, and those 2 just run
run towards the truck to be able to move it in the next turn. So that's it for my movement. Checking the enemy movement, we have one more token moving close. We have those two tokens here that advance towards the pipe, but they will need to just go beneath it, so that will slow them down a bit. And yeah, that's it for this turn. No enemy in line of sight, nothing to shoot at. We jump right away on to next turn. Onto the next turn, we have a Fog of War card on a 6 back at the start. A 4, no Fog of War. So let's check if we if that car is open. I'm going to need to look at the rule again because I don't remember the rules. Just check, the car is open on 3 to 6 and it's a 4, that means that the car is open. So on that turn we have Archer here that will open the door and it will unlock the handbrake. And in the movement phase we have Archer here that will just start basically to push the car. In that movement phase, the car here will move 4 inches, and here we'll have Archer that will also push and turn a bit the steering wheel. It will bring the car over here this turn. So that's it for the movement for those guys. Here what I'm going to do here is have Slava aim on that side, I will have a Scarecrow here, and I will have that other Scav just wait on that side in cover behind that building, waiting to see if someone arrives. So that's it for this turn for me. Now we have the enemy token, so we have that token that moves 6 inches, and let's say if I can detect it moving in between those two cars. I have two guys looking, one of them will detect is my PMC, Scarecrow will detect on 456, so it detects what we have here. And what do we have here? We have a clear card. Now let's actually also unveil the two token behind the pipes, and we have actually nothing on our tracks. So that's the first one, and the 2-1 I just unveiled after was the 2-1 down here. So we don't have anyone following us. So now that's the end of that turn. Now we check the next turn. Next turn, let's have a look at the Fog of War. Again, on a 5, a 2, no Fog of War. So here, same ID, we are going to push the car away 4 inches. That will just bring the car over here in the forest. So the car is out of the way, that means that now the helicopter will arrive in 2 turns. So we just need to sit tight and wait for the chopper to arrive. What I'm going to do here is just Slava will move next to that car. Scarecrow is just staying over here, maybe even entering Overwatch. The Scav here, same thing, is not moving, and that's basically it for my turn. No more, there is actually one more placement token behind that building, so let's say that this one is moving towards me, and we have that other Scav here that is not moving. So that's it for this turn, and yeah, that's it for this turn. We jump on to the next turn. Next turn we have a Fog of War card on a 4. 2 mean no Fog of War. So here, what I'm just going to do is maybe move my guy a bit differently. So yeah, I'm going to have Ozone here, he will move 6 inches to help cover in that area. Actually, you know, let's say that he will maybe more move to support Scarecrow here, so 6 inches. I don't want to stay in the open like that, in case I encounter Fog of War ambush card again. So yeah, he will just run and arrive just here. And for Archer, won't be able to run that far. He will go towards here, and yeah, that's the end of my movement with that token that is moving roughly 6 inches, and that's it, jumping onto the next turn. Next turn, Fog of War card on a 3. So a 3, we have a Fog of War, and it's a grenade. Ooh, you see a grenade hit the floor in front of one of your soldiers. Select randomly the soldier and place a grenade 2 inches from him. If this soldier do a successful agility test, he can dodge the grenade and move 2 inches in any direction. Place a rider scav within 12 inches of the grenade, of where the grenade landed. Ooh, that's a funny card. That's a funny card. So first, select randomly one of your soldiers. So, one guy, the guy just here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's a 6, so I'm going to reload. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it's the grenade is aimed at Archer. That's not cool. That's really not cool. Okay, so the grenade land just where Archer is, right? 2 inches from him, so he's just maybe, yeah, something like that. So now Archer needs to do an agility test. Where is Archer? Archer has an agility of 4, so I need 5 or 6. Oh yes! So yes, he managed to jump out of the range of the grenade. So he do an agility test, and he just jump out like that. So he can dodge the grenade and move 2 inches in any direction. Place a raider scav. Yeah, I'm not sure why I just... Let's say, yeah, he was jumping, the grenade explode, and after that he's just back on his feet. Okay, so now we have a new raider scav around. So let's say it was this guy here. So that guy is not in line of... I need to place him not in line of sight of my team. But looking at the board, that's actually pretty rough. Or maybe that's what we have at that token here. We have that guy. I will leave the token because maybe there is more, but that guy heard there was some gunshot around, so he just lobbed a random grenade, and that grenade just landed where my guy was. So that grenade exploded, but fortunately nobody is injured by the grenade. So that's cool. So that's the Fog of War card. Oh damn, that was a cool one. That Fog of War card and the world deck, I think it adds so much potential to the game. And please, I already have a couple of people that reach out to me with some ideas. If you have some ideas of Fog of War card you would like to see in the next campaign, don't hesitate to bring those ideas to me. I will be very happy to receive some of your ideas. So, next turn, we jump now onto the movement phase. So we have that grenade that just exploded. And next turn, in the phase before the movement phase, we have that helicopter that arrives. So we just need to wait for the extraction chopper to arrive. So I'm not going to risk to move out of that compound. I'm going to just stay a bit more in cover, maybe. So Archer here will move towards the car. Here we have that guy that is crouched and that guy aiming just above him, and we have that guy here looking in that direction. And Slava, same thing, is not moving. So that's yeah, that's it. That's I'm not basically moving, and we jump onto the enemy movement. So we have that guy and the token that is moving 6 inches towards me. So it just roughly arrive at the entrance, but I can't see them that turn. Where is the token? The token is over here. If the token here spawn something, I will say that it's just a scav. That would make sense since we already have a scav, a raider scav. So no matter if it's a scav or a PMC card, I will say it's a raider scav just for the sense of the logical of the situation. But yeah, that's it. That means that next turn, actually next turn we have a new Fog of War. So let's check that first before the helicopters arrive. And that's a clear. So yeah, I needed actually to roll, but yeah, anyway. So, excuse me because I don't have the diecast or a model to represent that helicopter. But here we have finally the helicopter that arrives on the board. It arrives from the left here and start its going down to hit the floor. And now let's actually have a look back at the rules. So mission 9 exfil, so we can imagine that this is the position we are in right now. We just are looking at the helicopter doing its final approach. But something happened. While you look at the helicopter doing its final approach to land in the designated area, you see a rocket fire from a nearby rooftop hit the chopper, quickly taking it down in a burst of flames. At the same time, your team starts to receive fire from the same area. One of your soldiers is immediately hit by a medium wound on the leg. Your team has just been ambushed by the Black Division, a group of highly trained PMC belonging directly to Terra Group. Placed 8 enemy PMC near the extraction zone. 4 of them should have a line of sight where the helicopter wanted to land. 2 of them are in Overwatch. Your team is now under fire. Now you need to extract from the board from the closest exit. So yeah, let's back on the board. So for those of you who followed me, now you understand why I've been painting those guys lately. So here we have the Black Division that just ambushed us. We have a first team over here. Those 4 guys have a line of sight on the landing area. And we have 2 of them, this one here and this one here, that are actually in Overwatch. And here we have a second team, the strike team, that will move towards me to try to kill my guys and try to steal the secure container. And here, meanwhile, we just have our crashed chopper. So that's that's not the end of that mission. We don't manage to extract. Now we need actually to escape the board from the closest exit. So that one is compromised since that team is too close. So I'm going to rush toward that extract here at the end of the board. So it's not over yet. It's not over. I still have a chance. So this action, the rocket that was just fired by one of the soldiers here, probably that one here, just fired in the command phase. The chopper crashed. We are now at the start of that new turn. I'm not going to draw for the Fog of War. Something pretty crazy already happened. I'm going now to jump directly onto the movement phase. So I just check the line of sight for the 2 enemy, the Black Division guy that are in Overwatch. Let me actually remove that to better see it. So that guy is here. So that guy here on the left can see a bit of Scarecrow. Here, a bit, he can totally see the scav on the left, and he can also see the Raider scav just behind that UPS truck. On the other side, that guy here can't see Scarecrow at all, but he can see the scav and the Raider scav. So those 2 guys are in Overwatch. What I will say is that since that one have line of sight only on these 2, going to roll a die to define. On a 1, 2, 3 it will fire at him, and on a 4, 5, 6 let's say that he will more fire at me first. So on a 1, 2, 4 it will be my scav, and on a 5, 6 it will be the Raider. So 1, he will fire at the Scav when he will move. That means that that other guy will fire at a Scarecrow. Scarecrow will still benefit because he was actually in a good cover, and as you can see here, he doesn't really have a good line of sight. So let's say that Scarecrow will get a +2 in cover. +2 in cover. So that means that first movement, I'm going to start moving that Scav because I want to extract. So as soon as I move that Scav, that triggers the Overwatch. The Black Division are actually using the PMC card. They are really highly trained. So rolling a die, a 5 plus a shooting 5 of 5, that's a total of 10. -1 because of the Overwatch, that's a total of 9. Oh, I did a 6, 7, 8. Unfortunately, no bonus for cover because I'm completely in the open right now. So that means that that Scav is hit by a bullet. All the Black Division are rocking some M4, so it's a 4 plus lethality. It's a 3, it's not lethal. Yeah, I'm not sure why I've just rolled that die. I need to check on the regular injury table. So I'm hit by that shot. So now let's bring up the 4 plus medical table. Oh, big headshot. Oh, wait one. No, it's just he's equipped with a past. So it's a -1 on casualty. So that's just an 11, a 19, and the 19 is still a kill in action. So that's going to be hard. So that guy here is killed just by an headshot right away. So the second shot done in Overwatch is that Black Division guy firing at Scarecrow. I will get a +2 in defense. So the shot from the Black Division guy, so 5, 6, 7, 8, you have a red dot, so that's a total of 9. -1 because of the rapid fire, that's a total of 8. Checking defense for me, oh no! I have 2 points of defense +2 because of the dumpster I'm behind, that's 4 +1, that's 5, that's not enough! Oh, I'm hit. So let's hope it's not as bad as that Scav. Oh, it's a 3. It's a 3. Oh, it's still a serious wound on the legs. Serious wound on the legs. Let me bring... And I'm starting to bleed out. That's a shame. Okay, so legs, serious wound, starting to bleed out. It's really not good. And it's the leg. That means... Let's say I can only move my agility stat now with Scarecrow, and my agility stat is 4. Ah, that's a shame. But that's it for now. So that means that that guy is killed. Scarecrow can only move his agility stat now. So Scarecrow here is moving 4 inches and is looking in the back. The other will move and won't trigger any Overwatch. So here I have Ozone that will move 6 inches. I have Archer here that will do... I will actually have first, we have the Scav here that moves 6 inches. And we have that guy here that moves also 6 inches. So that's it. Actually here we have the first Scav that have line of sight on the Scav. The Scav here that was also in Overwatch, so that triggered the Overwatch from that Scav 3 plus a shooting stat of 3, that's a total of 5. Rolling defense, a 3 plus my 2 points in defense, that's also a 5. That Scav miss his shot. So I lost one man, I move my team. I'm going to try to pop off a grenade in the movement phase, a smoke. Do I have a smoke? Actually I don't. I don't have any smoke grenade. So yeah, let's wait for the enemy movement. That raider, let's unveil what we have next to that raider. It's an enemy level 1, so it's some more enemies, and it's 1, so one more raider to comes with that guy. So here I have a second raider. Let's say that on 1, 2, 3 they will move here to just fight in that area, and on a 4, 5, 6 they will move and start to engage the Black Division. So let's hope it's a 4, 5, 6. Oh yes, it's a 5. It's a 5, so they saw the rocket, they saw people starting to fire, they will just move here and start to engage the Black Division. Now for the Black Division, here we have the whole team here that will move 6 inches. So we have that Black Division team that start to... let's actually place that one in front. Yeah, maybe they are not really stacked against each other. Okay, so here we have that Black Division team that start to advance. For the rest of the team here, they will just move to have line of sight on something. So we have that guy that fire and that guy that fire that won't move. The other I just, on the edge of the building. So for me, I don't have anyone in line of sight. That means I will bandage myself here. I will use my army bandage to just bandage myself to remove the bleed out, and that's basically it. That's basically it. Nothing else to do. I've used that item once. Yeah, that guy is killed, didn't fire once. So yeah, that's the end of my turn. Now we do the enemy shooting. So here we have 2 Raider Scav. So let me grab the Raider Scav card. The PMC here on the roof will get a plus 2 to cover, actually a plus 3 because of the sandbags and the brick, plus 3 to cover. So that first one will fire at that one. So Raider Scav, 1, 2, 3 standard fire, so 1, 2, 3 standard fire, a 5. Raider Scav shooting stat of 4. So here we have basically a 6, and here we have a 4 plus 2 points of defense. That's a 6, that's enough. The bullet doesn't touch him. Doing the same thing for the other raider. So 4, 5, 6 mean a rapid fire, so 2 shots. A 5 and a 2 at -1, so we have a 4 and 1. Raider Scav have a shooting stat of 4, so here we have an 8, -3 because of the sandbag, so 5. The enemy beat that, and for the second roll, the enemy also beat that. So the 2 raiders missed their shot. So here, between all the guys that we have here and all the guys that we have here, let's assume that those 2 raiders are killed right away by all those enemies. They are just being stormed by all that Black Division. So that's the end of that turn. We jump onto the next turn. So next turn, oh actually I just forgot to do one thing. In the last turn we have a Slava. Oh, I didn't, yeah, oh, my bad, I didn't kill the good guy. So Slava is still actually alive. Slava is still alive, he's injured, not sure where again. It's that guy that was killed. So Slava, in the last turn, he will fire at the Scav that we see here. So he will do a standard shot. Oh, 6. -1 because he's equipped with that Mosin and it's a very long weapon to handle. So it's a 5. Plus shooting stat of 2. That's a total of 7. Now checking the defense for the Scav, it's a 1, I touch the Scav. Lethality is 3+, it's a 4, so Slava here kill that, he kill that Scav right away. So that's great. So now we jump finally on that next turn. We have the whole team that will move 6 inches toward the extract. So 6 inches, that will bring him over here, followed by him. Here we have Ozone that is also following, looking at his back. The problem here, that guy is injured, so he can only move 4 inches, so he's just a bit behind. So that's it. That's it for now. Now we jump onto the enemy movement. Actually, yeah, I'm just checking if they have line of sight, but because of all those garage, they actually don't have any line of sight. So now let's jump onto the movement from the Black Division. So the Black Division is moving 6 inches, that will bring them here. So they actually still don't have line of sight on me on that turn. So Black Division is advancing, killing everything on their path. So that's basically it for now. Here on the roof, they don't have line of sight anymore, so they are just going to reorient themselves, moving on that side, here, moving on that side, and that guy here looking in that direction. So that's it for this turn. We jump onto the next turn. So next turn, they just move straight for the extract. So they that Scav arrives here, followed by Archer. Same thing here on the back. We have Ozone just a bit behind, and we have Scarecrow that is struggling to follow. Yeah, just because he's badly injured on the leg. So that's it for my movement. The enemy on the roof doesn't have line of sight here. But now we have that squad here that is advancing. So that squad is advancing, so 6 inches. It will bring him over here. 6 inches for this one. Say that one might be coming on the back here. So not cool, not looking great for Scarecrow. That's it for the movement. No more movement for the enemy. So now we jump onto the combat phase. Combat phase, Scarecrow will fire at one of them, just that one. So Scarecrow is equipped with the MP7. Is he in range? Oh, let me try to get out the tape. Yes. Of course, he is outside of the first range interval of... Oh, damn it. Banging my tree and all of that. So, of course, he is not in range. He is not in range. So, what he's doing? That's a good question. So here we have the MP7. Either he's doing 1 shot or 3 shot, but the 3 shot in automatic will be at -2 to hit. Yeah, let's actually do that. I will do 3 shots. Please, 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 please. Oh, okay, I'm lucky. 6, 5, and 3. I have a grip. Yes, I have a grip, so I'm going to re-roll the 3. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so 6, 6, 5, and 4. -2 for each of them, so it's 4, 4, and 3. We have a shooting stat of 4. -1 because of the range. I'm outside of the first range interval, so this is becoming a 2. This is becoming a 3, this is becoming also a 3. No bonus from the accessory here because I'm outside of that first range. So here we basically have a 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 2 7 and a 6. Rolling defense on the first 7. Oh, that first bullet touched him. Rolling defense on the second one. That second bullet kills him. Okay, so I killed one of those PMC. And that used 3 ammunition. Unfortunately, like two two of those PMC have line of sight on Scarecrow, so that first one here will fire at Scarecrow. 1, 2, 3, standard fire, is doing a standard fire at 2. PMC have a shooting stat of 5, plus 2, that's a 7, plus 1 because they have red dot, that's an 8. Checking defense. 1, not cool. I have, let's say, plus 1 point of defense because of the crate, so that's a 2, plus my 3 points of defense, actually. I have 3 points of defense on Scarecrow. Yeah, that's still not enough that bullet touch me. So let's check the lethality on that weapon. A 4. A 4, it's a heavy wound on the legs. Damn. Okay, that doesn't look great for Scarecrow. So it's another very bad wound on the leg. He's bleeding out. And he have 7 points of damage. So he's basically been hit in his second leg. So now we have that PMC here. That PMC, yeah, let's say he will also fire at Scarecrow. 1, 2, 3 standard fire. So he's doing a standard fire at 6. Yeah, no way I can beat that even on a 6. Yeah, and I just roll a 1. So that means that's not looking great for Scarecrow. A 9. A 9, it's a lower torso. Ah, actually. Yeah, no, it's a lower torso wound. That should inflict me 2 wounds. I have a body armor, but there is... Yeah, I can't go below that medium wound. I have... Oh, actually, I can sustain 1 more injury. So he basically hit me lower torso. Oh, I'm not really looking great at all, but at least he's still up, and yeah, that's the end of the combat. No more Black Division guy have line of sight on me. So we jump on to the next turn. Movement phase. Movement phase, I'm going to move to the extract with the team here. So Slava here is running, but he is engaged by an enemy in Overwatch. So here we have the 2 guys here in Overwatch. So the first PMC in Overwatch is firing. Oh, at 1, plus 5, that's a total of 6, minus 1, because of Overwatch, that's a total of 5. 4, plus 2 points of defense, 5, 6, that's enough to beat that. That first Overwatch shot missed me. There is a second PMC in Overwatch. Ooh, that one is rolling a 6, plus shooting stat, 6... That's 11, minus 1 because of the Overwatch, that's a 10. Yeah, I can't beat that. Slava is hit. Is hit with an 8. 8 is a heavy wound on the arms and he starts to bleed out. Okay, so medium wound on the... critical wound on the arm, starting to bleed out. And... yeah, okay, so that's it. And there is actually a third guy in Overwatch, it's this one. So this one also have line of sight on Slava as he still run toward the extract. A 5, plus shooting stat of 5, that's a total of 10, minus 1 because of the Overwatch, that's a total of 9. Rolling defense, is hit again. Slava is probably just killed, yeah, 7, serious wound on the arms, and that's another wound. Oh, he can sustain 1 more shot actually. Yeah, actually he is not killed. He reached the maximum. So basically his arms can't work anymore. He received a 2, a 3 and a 4. But he is not killed. That means that he managed to go to the extract. And yeah, he managed to go to the extract. He's severely bleeding out. Here with Archer, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to move 6, but I will actually run towards the extract. And is it enough for ozone? So 6. Yeah, let's say that it's also enough for ozone. He will just move 6. and another 4 to run towards the extract, leaving behind Scarecrow alone. That was shot in the legs. He's probably just sitting on his ass next to that car, holding his MP7, just maybe entering Overwatch. That means that that team, when they start to move, he will fire at them. So let's fire at them. Okay, 6, 2, 1. Yeah, no matter what the role are, let's say that he managed to kill one, so we have that one that rush at him, he managed to kill one, but there is this one that is coming, there is that one that is coming, he is just killed, Scarecrow is killed by the Black Division. Okay, so that's it, that's the end of that mission. Oh, that's really a shame, we lost 2 men, and let's say basically 3, because Slava here, he wouldn't make it anyway. He's too severely injured, and yeah, I'm not going to... my guy RPMC, they are not here to make friends, and they are seeing that this guy is slowing them down, so probably like Archer will just take the P226 and will just fire a bullet at Slava, killing him, and he will actually loot the medikit and steal the medikit from him. And that's the rule in Tarkov, that's the rule. That the rule is that there is no rule. And here we have Scarecrow that he is killed. So we end up in just having now Archer and Ozone. We still have the secure container that is here. That's why the Black Division is hunting us now. They are actually hunting us. And yeah, let's have a look at the mission introduction now. You barely managed to escape the ambush, but the Black Division is still following you closely. The safe zone is nearby, let's try to head there. So that's it for this mission. Thank you everyone for watching it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it, and I will see you all for the next one. Bye everyone!